Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It's David here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I just wanted to have a discussion with you about something, or I just wanted to sit down and talk with you about something. In the background, you're only going to see one thing, and that is the WWE logo. Because this video will be talking about the WWE. And I've been staying quiet for the past couple of months, watching WWE, watching Monday Night Raw, watching NXT 2.0 now, and then watching Friday Night SmackDown. And I've been seeing a lot of things that WWE has been doing in the past couple of months in terms of releasing people and the amount of people that they released in 2021 and the start of 2022. Now, I've been watching WWE since 2008. And I've been watching WWE since then. I was 10 years old now. And I've never been upset with the company more than I've been right now. I posted this on my Instagram story. I've never been so upset with the company than what they're doing right now. Because they're ruining a whole bunch of people's lives, releasing people from their contracts, releasing them from their probably some people from their high-earned contracts that have been in WWE for more than 10, 20 years now, and they're releasing them and saying it's budgetary reasons, when in fact last year they said that they made so much money, and they're making so much money on Peacock with their Peacock deal, and also they have a deal with Saudi Arabia where they do Super Showdown. So is WWE really losing money over this contract, or are they trying to save money from all the people that they have on their payroll? Because it was announced today that the 30-woman Royal Rumble match will have some people from other rosters. The TNA Knockouts champion, Mickie James, will be participating in the Royal Rumble. But also something that I saw that was interesting is the fact that the Bella Twins are going to be in there. Let me not continue on the Bella Twins, because the Bella Twins are for a whole nother video if I really want to go on into this. But speaking about the Bella Twins, this is one thing I don't like about WWE. WWE clearly has favorites when it comes to terms of their wrestlers. They have favorites when it comes to terms of the people that they're there. Because I can say so many names that are women wrestlers, female superstars, that should be in the Hall of Fame by now and still are in the Hall of Fame. Yet Nikki and Brie were in the Hall of Fame within a year of their retirement. The only thing that Nikki and Brie have done for the WWE is bring them to reality TV with Total Divas and then Total Bellas. And if you notice, both shows are no longer still going on. I think the reason why Total Bellas is not going on, because they said that they don't want to have their children on TV, even though they've already had one season of, I think it was Brie's child on TV, so I'm not really sure about that. But the Bella Twins, that's the only thing the Bella Twins have done for WWE. And because of that, and because of the whole thing that happened with CM Punk and AJ Lee, that's the reason why the Bella Twins are one of WWE's favorites. Because without that thing happening between WWE, let me go on to this tangent real quick. You guys remember when AJ Lee was the WWE Divas Champion, right? Who was her boyfriend at the time? Her boyfriend was CM Punk, one of the best wrestlers in WWE, one of the best wrestlers in WWE history. He was one of the longest reigning WWE champions in WWE history. But he left the company. He quit and left the company because of what was going on with him. I'm not going to say what's going on with him. That's a topic that's been discussed many, many times. But who was the Divas champion at the time also? AJ Lee. And so what is WWE? WWE likes to do this type of punishment thing. When they don't like someone, they like to punish the other person's spouse. So how did they punish AJ Lee? And how did they punish AJ Lee for what CM Punk is doing with the company? They decided to take the championship off of AJ Lee after she becomes the longest reigning Divas champion, and put it on Nikki Bella. And then they purposely let Nikki Bella become the longest reigning Divas champion, just so in the history books, when it gets mentioned as the longest reigning Divas champion, it won't come up with AJ Lee, it'll come up with Nikki Bella. And I've seen so many of Nikki Bella's fans that continue going on into this, that continue going on saying, oh, Nikki Bella is such a great superstar. She did all this. She's the longest reigning Divas champion. She's the longest reigning Divas champion because of AJ Lee and CM Punk. That is, to put it short and simple, and that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to this. But back to WWE and the current state of WWE. I honestly feel like WWE is on the wrong trajectory right now, to be honest. I know I've had a couple friends who've actually watched WWE. Some of them stopped watching WWE, but some of them still do. But in my honest opinion, I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to watch the company anymore, because I don't want to watch a company that's treating their wrestlers or their employees like this, because nobody ever wants to see employees lose their job over something stupid, over getting fired for budgetary reasons, even though they still have a lot of money to spend. And the people that WWE have released, people like Samoa Joe recently, William Regal. How do you release William Regal, the guy that's been with the company for so long, and he has helped so many young talent? I saw so many tweets and so many articles about tweets of him coming from Johnny Gargano, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, saying without William Regal, there would be no Sasha Banks, Bayley, or Becky Lynch, or Johnny Gargano. That's a simple point in truth. And this past release seems to be very interesting, because Triple H is most famous for creating the NXT brand, the black and gold NXT brand. And I absolutely loved the black and gold NXT brand when it came out. But ever since then, it feels like WWE didn't like Triple H's version, and they wanted to go their own version. And they didn't like the fact that Triple H was hiring indie wrestlers and turning NXT into basically like indie promotion instead of a WWE product. So Vince McMahon decided to take over the WWE and NXT, WWE NXT, and make it NXT 2.0. And instead of hiring indie wrestlers, they were going to hire failed football players and failed athletes into wrestlers. Now, some of the times that does work out. I mean, look at Roman Reigns. He's a former football player, ended up working out. Even in another company, look at Moose. He's a former Atlanta Falcons player. He's the TNA World Heavyweight Champion right now. Sorry, not Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Sorry, it's not TNA anymore. It's Impact Wrestling. But the fact that WWE is doing all these releases, especially these ones, make it feel like I really honestly wish I hate to say this, but I honestly wish WWE would just release Triple H. I really would like WWE to release Triple H, and just because Triple H has gone through so much pain in the past year, he had surgery because he had something with his heart. He's seen so many of the wrestlers that he brought through, that he brought in. He brought back Samoa Joe after Samoa Joe got released, and turned Samoa Joe back into NXT champion just for Joe to get released again. And I expect Samoa Joe to end up going to Impact Wrestling, because that's where he was best known. That's where he was the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. But also, I mean, along with the fact that WWE are doing these releases, I want to talk about a specific topic in this video. And if you guys are still watching this video, thank you for still listening, because this is going to be a long video. It's probably going to be barely even edited if I have to say anything. To be honest, I think I may just say it as it is. But the tangent I want to go into right now is based off of one particular wrestler. And she's no longer in the WWE, and she actually rejected WWE's contract. WWE offered her another contract, and she rejected them. The wrestler's name is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane was one of the most she was one of the most talented female superstars that WWE had, especially in NXT. She barely did anything in NXT, I can understand that, but when she made it to the main roster, she had a perfect character, the Pirate Princess, and I loved Kairi Sane. Not just because of the fact that she was beautiful, but the fact that she was an overall great wrestler. And then we have the Nia Jax situation. Nia Jax concusses Kairi Sane. WWE does nothing. Puts her in another match again against Nia Jax. She ends up getting a cut on her head. A gash on her head from Nia Jax. Nia Jax nearly ended her career with the powerbomb, where clearly Kairi Sane saying, "Let me go," and Nia Jax just threw Kairi Sane into the turnbuckle and concussed her. I think that's how the concussion really happened. And WWE does nothing to do this. WWE does nothing. Nothing at all. You can clearly see that Kairi Sane is being put in a match with an unsafe worker like Nia Jax. Because Nia Jax has injured Becky Lynch, she's injured Charlotte, and she's the reason that Kairi Sane is no longer in the WWE. And I hate to say that, but it's the straight truth. And for all the people that saying that Nia Jax is a safe wrestler, go and look back at her matches. She acts stiff some of the times. If Kairi Sane didn't have those concussions, I would probably say Kairi Sane would still be in the WWE right now. I can honestly say that. Kairi Sane, if she didn't have those concussions, then she didn't work with Nia Jax, and she didn't have all those injuries, she would still be in the WWE. Because I think she got concussed twice in the space of 2 months by Nia Jax. And you see the problem is, what does WWE do? WWE doesn't send Nia Jax back to NXT to train more. They keep her on the main roster and let her continue matches, and then they up and release Nia Jax. So it's just like, you don't do anything to punish Nia Jax for being unsafe as a wrestler multiple times, and then you just release them. But not only did they release Nia Jax, they released stars like Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Mia Yim, Keith Lee. They treated Keith Lee like crap because he was so good in NXT, and his main roster run was so poor, and also Karrion Kross, and they didn't even do anything with Scarlett Bordeaux. Who's another few wrestlers that they released? They released people like the Iconics, who are now the inspiration in Impact Wrestling. They've released guys like Zack Ryder, who've been in the company for a very long time now. And it's just so sad to see this company. And then here's the tip of the iceberg, and to end the video off with. The tip of the iceberg for me is that when WWE released Jeff Hardy. And that hit me personally because I've seen tickets for SmackDown go live in Miami, and I was definitely going to go see that SmackDown in March just to see Jeff Hardy. If Bayley happens to be there, if Bayley returns by then, I will definitely go to that SmackDown to see Bayley and only Bayley. But I wanted to go to that SmackDown to specifically see Jeff Hardy because I've never seen Jeff Hardy live in person besides the time I went in Monday Night Raw and where he was involved in that 24/7 title segment, which was absolutely complete disrespect. And I just want to say this. Ever since Matt Hardy got released by WWE at the beginning of 2021, WWE have treated Jeff Hardy like crap. They put him in storylines that have to do with his past addictions that he has gotten better with, which is a wrong thing to do because why are you using his addictions in storylines that just looks bad on you? And then you find out that WWE released Jeff Hardy because he declined to go to rehab. Jeff Hardy has had problems with addiction in the past. He's better now. His family has said that. His wife has said that. His sister-in-law said that, Rebby Hardy, and his brother said that, Matt Hardy. And Matt Hardy and his wife should know the best because Matt's his brother and that's his wife, Beth. And they both say he's fine. And then we see a couple weeks later, Jeff Hardy was on Rebby Hardy's Twitch stream, and he looks perfectly fine. He looks happy. And he's announcing that he's going on tour in some places, and I wish I could have gone to see those tours, but they're in the north, and middle, I'd probably say north, the middle of the country, but towards north, like North Dakota, around those states. So I don't really have the opportunity to go to those. I would love to definitely go see a Jeff Hardy concert because I love Jeff Hardy's music. But a lot of people have said this. Did Jeff Hardy get fired on purpose? No, he did not. But did Jeff Hardy deserve to get released? No, he did not. But is it a good thing that Jeff Hardy got released? Definitely so. Because I feel like now that Jeff Hardy's released, he's going to have better opportunities wherever he goes, whether that's AEW or whether that's Impact Wrestling. He's going to have better opportunities. He could be with his brother. We could finally see them reunite, and he can pull off Brother Nero and Broken Matt. We can finally see that in all its perfection because that never happened. And to wait so long to bring back No More Words for the fans just to release him because he was having a bad day. I don't know I don't have experience with any of these things that Jeff Hardy's been dealing with in the past, but I do know one thing. I've seen a lot of people tweet to Jeff Hardy And a lot of people agree with Jeff Hardy that Jeff Hardy should not have been released and it was the wrong thing to do. Just because a person declines to go to rehab doesn't mean that there's a problem with them. It just means that they don't want to have to go through something that, like they don't want to deal with the issues again, experience the issues that they had to go through going through rehabbing and like thinking about everything again, because that takes a toll mentally. So I can understand why Jeff Hardy didn't want to go to rehab in that instance. But Jeff Hardy was my favorite superstar in WWE. Jeff Hardy is a big part of the reason. I know I'm wearing a John Cena shirt right now, but I'm wearing John Cena shirt for the whole video. But Jeff Hardy is my favorite WWE superstar. And I was so upset to see him get released and then see the reason he got released. But I have one saving grace. One saving grace left in the WWE. I've lost Kairi Sane, one of my favorite female superstars. I've lost Jeff Hardy, one of my favorite male WWE superstars. Only one left. I only have 3 favorite superstars out of everyone in the WWE. Kairi Sane was one. She's gone. She's not going to come back to WWE for right now. Jeff Hardy most likely will not come back to WWE until a couple years down the line. That leaves one superstar in particular. And if this superstar were to get released within the coming months, because anything can happen now. WWE can release anybody now, and I wouldn't even I'd be shocked about it because it's just the WWE. And that superstar is Bayley. Bayley is my favorite female superstar currently going on right now. And I can say this for a fact. If Bayley were to get released, I would stop watching the WWE. I still watch WWE because some of the matches that they produce is very good. I don't really like what's going on in NXT 2.0, if anything. I really wish I had the opportunity to watch SmackDown a lot more, but because SmackDown is definitely the best show that WWE has. It was NXT for a certain point, but then Vince ruined NXT. But if Bayley were to get released by the WWE, it'd be done for me. It'd be done. I wouldn't even probably watch anything. I probably just wouldn't watch any more wrestling shows, because what's the point of watching a wrestling show where they treat people like crap and they ruin people's lives and release people and then cite budgetary reasons, even though it's not budgetary reasons that they release them. But I'm sorry for this long video, guys. I just wanted to sit down and conversation with you about the WWE and why I've been so quiet about talking about this, because I've had the plenty opportunities to talk about the WWE and what's going on, but I've stayed quiet. But these past releases, they just really got me upset. Like the fact that they released William Regal is just very, very upsetting, and I don't really know what to say. But if you guys have tuned in for this whole video, if you guys are here to the end of the video, I thank you guys. Put it in the comments down below. What's your opinion about the WWE? But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.